It was 1789. Our forefathers, the politicians of those times, had just finished writing the Constitution. So they weren't dealing with an interpretation of the Constitution, they really got it. And in 1789, they decided it was time to write a post-constitutional federal law about public schools. What should our public schools look like? That legislation said that our public schools needed to have three major components. The first being religion, the second one being morality, and the third one being knowledge. As you can see in the symbol of the stool, a three-legged stool works pretty well. It can carry weight, it can do a lot of things really well as long as those three legs are secure. And if you look back at our public school system from that 1789 legislation, for decades to come, the public school system was the envy of all nations. If people wanted a great education from other countries, where did they come? Yeah, you read the book. The United States is where they came. They came, we were first in math, first in science, first in literacy. Like I said, it was the envy of the world. But in the 60s, the Supreme Court said, you know, public schools need to be secular. And you can see the stool after the 60s needed some help standing up. But what I saw in the coming decades, as I was a teacher and then a counselor and then a principal and later on a superintendent, I saw that we lost another leg. I just wonder, with this stool left not with knowledge, whether our forefathers were right. That knowledge alone, without religion and morality, is dangerous. I'd like to suggest that we have a secondary curriculum for those of us that are followers of Jesus. Here's a good one. How about Ephesians 4:29? Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen. Sort of like the teacher's lounge, right? Yeah, you guys have been there. Maybe I was doing something wrong, or maybe I just wasn't reflecting some of these biblical principles well enough. I wasn't seeing any fruit. And it was the Father's way to tell me, you're not going to see all the fruit. Those of us in the public schools have a different ministry than many other Christians out there. 90% of the children in this nation are sitting in the public schools. The majority of them aren't ever coming to our churches, but we can plant seeds if we'll take this secondary curriculum. And here's the exciting thing. The courts are real clear. We can be honest about our faith. When we share with kids and they ask us questions, we can tell them the truth. We can take this secondary curriculum, principles right out of the Bible, and live them. What do we do with this broken system? One thing we can do is we can change history. We can bring religion and morality and put two legs on that stool again. We can do it legally. All we have to do is take those biblical principles, live them out day to day, be Jesus with skin on to a culture that is dark and troubled, and we know the truth. How dare we keep the truth secret? There are millions of us. We can change history. We can take our secondary curriculum and we can make a difference. Would you join me in that?